What's up? What's up? What's going on? It is Thursday today, and we have a chest and tricep day. Very good day today. I do say I'd like a chest day, Personally, I think one of my weaker body parts, not strength-wise, but in terms of like my physique, I do want to get my chest up. So this is going to be a good day, because chest bumps make me feel better about my whole physique, and it's like, wow, it kind of completes me more. So yeah, but what I want to talk about today is, so I woke up at 4:40 today. I went to work, and I worked till 9:30 ish. So I only worked 4 hours, right? But then it's right now it's 1:35. I'm gonna go to the gym from 1:45 to 2:30, 2:40, 2:45 maybe. It's like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, right? And then afterwards, I'm gonna go back, rub down, go to work for another 4 or 5 hours, right? Get 8. I might get like 7.5 to 9 hours tonight, right? But the thing that's great about it is my whole day, I am very fortunate and thankful that I have a full schedule of stuff to do, right? A lot of people, I don't think, are very happy and very thankful that their schedule is kind of formed for them, and they're taken to do stuff, like they have stuff to actually do. Because there's a lot of people out there who have nothing to do throughout their days, and they're just, I can't see how you are very happy of doing that, And I feel like you're not, But my point is, I'm working 9 hours. I slept for 7.5, I think, around that ballpark. And I ate already 300 carbs in my day. And pretty much, my point is, you have time, right? I had to apply some of that. My lips are very dry and hurting. But you have time. You don't always have time to do the most fun things ever, right? Like, before I started working my split shifts, I was able to play video games if I wanted to, or I was able to spend more time in the gym, or, whatever not. I had more time. I had an extra, 3 hours part of my day. 2 hours. But now it's a constant cycle of, I gotta get in, kind of get out, which leads me to a better workout because, and I think it also leads me to not overdoing it in the gym and overtraining, because the aspect of overtraining is being in there for 2 hours and doing so many sets, right? You're doing like a regular workout for me, doing 2 muscle groups. I'll do 12, 14 sets, 7 sets on each muscle groups, Today, I want to kind of do higher volume, maybe a little bit more squeeze workout. I don't know. But I have a lot of carbs in me, so we'll see. It's, my lips are really red, That's kind of crazy. Although I got really sidetracked, but, with carbs being your best friend before a workout, the more the merrier. Well, I'm sorry for getting super sidetracked right now, but carbs are your best friend. The more carbs, the better. The less carbs you have, I think the less good workout you're gonna have, right? If that makes sense. So the more carbs, the better. Less carbs, the worse. I typically have around 200 minimum now to 300 max usually, because just a time thing, right? Now, if on a Monday or a Friday, I could get easily 400 carbs in for the gym, right? Because if I wake up around 9:30 on the day I don't wake up to do my split shifts, then I can just mainly focus on eating throughout that day, which that's already one of my main focuses throughout my day is eating. It's like another job for me, because if I'm not eating well, I'm not eating my meals, I'm not getting in my macros and my protein, whatever not, my workouts aren't as rewarding, you know? I can sure maybe today, let's say by chance, I'm so strong today, I can do 100-pound dumbbells for 8 somehow, right? Way more than I can usually do, right? Not way more, but I'm usually doing 100 pounds for like 3 reps, right? But the point is, let's just say I did that. I was a lot stronger today. Did, you know, a lot more sets than usual. Just felt really good today. Well, I go back and I eat Fritos and scrolling TikTok all day, drinking minimal water, and drink Coke Zero all day long. Well, is that lift really going to be that rewarding then? Is that lift, you know, really going to do me well? If all the stuff outside of the gym was really not, you know, put in the work in, you know? If I put in the work in the gym, in my whole life outside of it, it's just really crappy diet, crappy sleep, you know, I'm going to have crappy results, you know? There's nothing more to that, and it's a great part of the gym because whatever you put in is whatever you get out. So the more you put in, the more you'll get out. It's a great thing about it. But just put it in short, put more work in, you'll get more out. Train well, eat well, sleep well, you'll be fine, right? That's it for me right now. But let's get into the gym now.
First, we got some incline bench press on the Smith machine. Just a really good exercise for the upper chest. Get that superhero look up top. Trained a little heavier than I probably should have on this first set, but just train around the 3 to 8 rep range. Make sure you're getting a great stretch at the bottom and a good squeeze at the top. Next, we just got a pec deck. Squeeze in the middle. Make sure you're going slow on the way back. Control the weight. Make sure you're contracting your shoulder blades together when you're doing the movement for a better chest contraction. Train around 5 to 15 rep range. Do around 2 to 3 sets. Next, we're also just hitting the upper chest again. We're doing another fly movement. I only did a set of this today, but train light with these. I only do 35 pounds in each arm. But just get a great stretch at the bottom and a good squeeze at the top. Try to touch your elbows together for this movement. And that goes for every fly. Next, we got some mid chest work again. This one's just another pressing movement. It's a good movement here. This hits the middle chest, I think, perfectly with the alignment with your shoulders and everything. Squeeze on the inside. Get a good stretch at the end motion. Training rather lighter with this. I was only training, I think, 75 pounds with each arm. So just make sure you get a good squeeze. I train a little higher rep range for these. I did 2 sets today, so. Next, we just got a push down. Make sure you're training heavy with these. Train around the 5 to 8 rep range with these. Make sure you're squeezing at the bottom and going slow on the way at the top. And if you want to, You can kind of, like, see right there, I kind of went up a little farther. C-Bump says that's how you get a better stretch for it, and I definitely agree with that. And I think that's how you add a little more weight to your exercise. Next, we just got a machine dip. I personally like these movements. Keep your elbows in when you do this. Make sure you're not going too far up on the top of the motion, just because you'll use more front delt if anything. Lean forward on the machine if you have a pad in front of you. Train heavy with these and go around the 4 to 10 rep range. And I did 2 sets today. Next, and our final movement of the day will just be for the triceps again. It's just an underhand tricep push down. A great thing about these is you're hitting the outside, so your arm's going to look bigger from the side. And mainly, we're just training lighter, and I did 5, 5, 5, 5 until I really couldn't. So I did 20 reps, which is usually not how many I do rep range-wise, but today was just kind of for fun. And also, just felt really good.
I'm playing. What's going on now? We're done with the lift. Pretty good lift. Not bad, not bad. I can't complain about that lift today. It was pretty fair, you know. Got a decent pump. I didn't do my chest pump thing at the end, but I did those underhand kind of, what is it, like the push downs or whatever. Those I like. 300 carbs. If it makes sense, right? I didn't go up in weight at all. I mean, I went up in weight on my incline bench. I only did 3 reps of it. And that last rep, I was really pushing myself on that shit. But it was pretty good for the most part. But, whatchamacallit? Whatchamacallit? But I did 2 more sets after that, and I lowered the weight just by 10 pounds. So I did 45-35 instead of 2 45s. But I'm happy I got 2 45s by myself for 3. Hell yeah, that means like something's working, right? You know, if I'm progressive overloading, if I'm doing literally 2 plates on incline, dude, that's dope. I want to get like 3, but that's gonna be a little while on our journey. But back what I was saying was, I didn't get any. I didn't like increase my weight exponentially. I think that's the word. Like anything crazy wise on my machines or anything, but they felt easier and they felt like I got more of a contraction on my lifts, right? Like the flies, I was doing my normal, right? But last time I got 8 reps, same amount of weight, right? But this time I just got a little bit of a better contraction. So that means I'm doing something right. That means that my lift is going up because, for one, I'm feeling the weight better, which means my form's better, which means I got stronger because my form's better. If I'm not breaking my form, if I'm not ego lifting it, which I wasn't last time, but, you know, I'm not going to say I was pushing myself. I don't know. It's hard to explain in words, but it's like, it felt easier than the last time I did it, right? But it wasn't easier because I got the same amount of reps, just my form was better. So I probably could have gone up 10 more pounds, you know, on that lift. But I like the contraction on a fly a lot, especially if I could do a heavier weight. If you can do heavy weights on something that makes you feel really good, like a pump wise, that's awesome. Keep doing that machine, unless you're doing the max stack for 15 plus reps. Then I would stop. But if you can't do anything more than like 12 and you're going heavy on it, like if it's like max stack and you're about 12 and that's all you can get, but it makes you get a crazy pump or just a good pump or whatever, keep doing it. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that, you know? I'd keep doing that if anything. And maybe even out a gym pin if you really want to buy one of those. But I don't think any, especially natural lifters, I don't think you guys should like really, you know, I don't know why I said you guys, like I'm not part of that group, but I don't think that natural lifters should have to use a gym pin on a lot of things. Maybe like the abductor machines, because there's like the abductor machine in there. I could do max stack on there. It's like 315 pounds for some reason, and it's the lightest thing ever. I'm pretty sure it's obviously because of the pulleys, so it's like not that much weight, but I could probably do another like 3 plates on that machine, so an extra 135 pounds on that machine, and still probably rep it out pretty easy, because that machine's beyond easy. But I gotta put my shades on, man. It's so bright. But yeah, gym pin I think it's important, right? If you get to a certain point in your lifting days, right? If you're literally just like, I think if you do, you know, like Trell, I don't know if that guy's natural. He says he's natural. I think that's kind of a joke. He's repping out 405 on incline for 5 reps or more than that, I think, and he has really good form. He's maxing out every machine. He's using a gym pin, you know, 3 plates plus on fucking, he's using like 5 plus plates on a fly machine with good form. And he's saying he's natural. Come on, man. I'm just be honest, Trail. If you ever watch my videos, if you see this video, I love you, man. You're like a really strong guy. But the fact that you say natural, and you're not, and you're kind of lean, I'm pretty sure. You're on like a cut and you're still that strong. Like that's freaky, man. That's kind of insane stuff, you know? There we go. Oh my goodness, this thing is bugging me out. All right, there we go. But back to what I was saying was, the main thing with this is make sure your form's good, but make sure you're obviously going heavy, right? Don't ego lift. Oh my gosh, dude. All right, chill, come on. You're making me look bad. All right, I'm gonna hold it. Oh my gosh. All right, back to what I was saying. I'm gonna hold you now. Pretty much. The whole point though is make sure you're training heavy, make sure you're training hard, and make sure your form's good. Because you want to prioritize the muscle group that you're hitting that day, right? If I'm hitting chest flies, and all I'm feeling is my shoulders, I might be going a little too heavy for myself, right? I still want to go heavy. Like, let's say I was a 300-pound stack, and I was doing 250 pounds, and I'm like, man, this is really heavy, right? I can't, like, you know, I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it at the same time. Like, I'm doing it, but it's all feeling on my, like, shoulders, kind of, like, right there. Then maybe I should back off that and do a little bit less, maybe 200, and then get more of a squeeze in the chest, and then feel more in there, get a better pump, and just, you know, actually progressive overload. Because, I mean, yeah, you can progressive overload by doing that shoulder lift kind of thing, but the thing is, okay, you're going to be doing that form probably the whole time, and you're going to be like, man, this is really easy. And then you're going to be doing the stack, and then you're like, man, this is really easy, but you're just using your shoulders. You never got really much of a chest pump from it, and, I mean, let's be honest, man. You're kind of wasting your time unless you really want to prioritize your front delts, you know? But, you know, I'm not you, bro. So, like, do what you really want to do, right? If you feel a crazy good pump by doing it like this rather than like that, you know, if that makes sense, then go ahead. Fine. Don't listen to me. But, in my opinion, make sure your form's good, make sure you're progressive overloading, make sure you're training heavy and intense. That's it at the end of the day, right? In training wise, but in otherwise, like food and sleep, make sure you're sleeping at least 7 hours, right? If for me, it's like I'm split up, right? I have 4, like a month, like Tuesdays through like Thursdays, it's split up from like 4 to 5 hours to 2 to 3 hours, right? Or maybe 4 to 4, you know, whatever. So today was like 4.5 to 2. So I got like 6.5 hours, which isn't the most optimal, I will say. Like, that's not what you always want to do, but I went to work. Well, I could, like, the thing is, I woke up at 4:40 today, and I was like, if I go back to sleep right now, I'm not really going to get any sleep. I'm just going to lay in my bed, and I'm going to waste my time. It's going to take me 10 minutes to fall asleep, maybe even longer, maybe a little less, right? But I'm going to sleep, maybe get 15 minutes of sleep, but the likelihood chances, I'm going to wake up at 5:30 or even later, and I'm not going to be able to work at all, you know? And then it's like, well, it's already 5:45. Well, what's the point of even going in now? All right, I'm going to get 2 hours on my paycheck extra. It's going to be bad, but I want more than that. Because of traveling and all that, it's not really worth it at that point. But point is, make sure you're sleeping. Don't not sleep, guys. That's, I mean, even as like a like, not even as like a lifting thing, but just as a life thing and a mental thing, you need sleep. Your body needs sleep. You might be like one of those guys. I know multiple people like this. Oh, I can you know, I'm good off of 5 hours of sleep, you know. Well, there's research that actually says if you don't sleep 8 hours a night, cancer cells are more likely to happen. It's not a good thing. It's something like that. There's a guy running out there with an American flag. Hell yeah, brother. But back to what I was saying. It's like cancer cells are more likely to happen or something beyond those lines, right? But also just like another lifting stance, you're not going to recover as much. Mentally, you're not going to be able to have, you know, as much motor functions, right? Sleeping 8-9 hours. And also, why would you not want more sleep? Sleeping is so enjoyable. Sleeping is one of the best things ever. I'm 20 years old, and I would much rather sleep than go to a party. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I really don't care. But what I do care about is going home and grubbing down some food. So I'm going to get off here and enjoy me some bison and rice, y'all. So I hope you guys have a very, 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 very good day. And I will talk to you tomorrow for back and biceps and a little shoulders. Goodbye.